All right, welcome to episode 504 of Steady Mobbin'. We out here. I got my guest host, Glory. Yeah. I got Juice again, pulling up.
In the building. You know, I had to come through again.
Let's go.
Was in the building.
And I got the man of the hour, man of the, I want to say the quarter century, the man of the Toronto scene, the man himself.
A Toronto
Apple
legend.
Yeah, give it up for Apple real quick. Give it up for Apple. Hey, so we're here and we just want to pick your brain. I know you're a busy man. We're not going to keep you too long today. We just want to talk more about the come up in Toronto. I know you got a big history, and I know you were talking about how you don't want to talk about your 15-year-old age or what have you. But I really want to talk about the brands that you were behind in the early parts of the 2000s and the mid parts of the 2000s, and then we can move from there, and you can let us know where you want to take the conversation. But ultimately, you're well known and best known for the phrase "I'm not a rapper."
Woo. Yeah.
Woo. And was that now just? I wanted. So you're on my radar then. When that came out, you're on my radar then. I gotta ask a question. Was that the first brand that you came out with? I'm an entrepreneur too, and I know that wasn't your first brand. Was that your first brand?
That wasn't my first.
Yeah.
My first. You want to hear my first brand?
Please.
It was a brand. I got the tattoo still. It was called Hardcore.
Okay.
Because back then, if you wasn't hardcore, you wasn't nothing. Mm. So everything was in hip hop. Streets was hardcore. Mm. You don't hear that terminology no more. Do you ever hear hardcore?
No, not really. No.
You don't hear it?
No.
It probably got left with MOP. But hardcore, they had a song called How About Some Hardcore. You familiar with MOP?
Yeah.
Okay, so everybody at that time either was an Afrocentric type of guy, like a De La Soul, or what you call it, Tribe Called Quest, and then you had hardcore. Mm-hmm. So I was on the hardcore side. So we made a song. We made a clothing. It wasn't even clothing. It was just T-shirts, hats, hoodies.
Yeah.
We didn't know nothing about clothing. So it was called Hardcore. That was my first brand that maybe 17, 18.
And was that in Toronto?
That was in Toronto and Brooklyn.
Okay, simultaneously.
Yeah, it's the same time because I was never in one place. It was like back and forth. Mm-hmm. As a kid, as an adult, I was always I couldn't stick to one place. So we had a store in Brooklyn and we had a store in Toronto called Hardcore.
Jeez.
And at that time, I started to do, when you got people that got brands for 30, 40 years. Brands 30, 40 years, you're supposed to be like Polo.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah.
Put so much time on a brand.
Yeah.
40 years.
Yeah.
Nah, so it's like we did that brand and I had every major rapper, artist at that time that I could reach wear my brand. Old Dirty Bastard, Wu-Tang Clan, Smith & Wesson, MOP.
You got Old Dirty Bastard to rock and shit?
That was my man. Yeah.
Damn.
And we wasn't really into taking pictures, but I got a couple pictures with him. Wow. One time I gave him a sweater, one week, and then next week he's wearing the same sweater on Arsenio Hall. But we didn't go.
That's wild. Pull that up. Yeah, we need to move your mic a little closer, brother.
Yeah, because he was Old Dirty Bastard. It was because he was really dirty.
Mm-hmm. Legit.
Yeah, I was more. I wasn't.
Was it a hygiene thing, or was he like?
No, not hygiene. Nah. Because when you're that young, you don't smell nothing. Mm-hmm. 17, 18, we're not smelling niggas. You know what I'm saying?
So hold on, peep this. The man said he had a store at 17.
Yeah.
So I need you guys to peep that real quick. Yeah. The man said he had a store at 17.
And a brand.
At 17.
Where's that entrepreneur mindset come from at such a young age?
Well, my daddy was a businessman. And when I looked out the window, I see drug dealers. And I see pimps. That's it. That's what I see when I look out the window.
Yeah.
And I'm saying, I just want to be a businessman. those two. I couldn't look out the window and see NBA players. We had no NBA players that you could physically see. I didn't want to be a wrestler. Yeah, because I was is either basketball, wrestling. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. I looked out to the streets, drug dealers, and pimps. Yeah, and the drug dealer and the pimp that I knew and used to see had businesses. Wow, I just wanted to be a businessman. I didn't understand the thought of working for somebody. I mean, working is good. I got a staff, and you need workers, but I couldn't understand how to go to work.
Work for somebody.
Not even somebody. It's how to do it. Like wake up and go. Mm-hmm. You know, I like to wake up and do my own business. So that's how it wasn't like an internship. It wasn't a mentorship. Yeah. I just didn't want to do that what I seen people doing.
So who came up to you and said, "Yo, clothing is the out"?
Nobody. I just like clothing. I always like fashion. I don't like doing the word fashion because we never used to say fashion. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. It's T-shirt and a hat.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Some Timberland boots and sneakers. Mm-hmm. But I always like clothes, so always liking clothes and then coming from that era of drug dealer. Mm. You're serious.
Yeah.
Remember, this drug dealer was brought in from the government.
Got it.
Drug dealer.
Yep.
Go make all these black people rich and at the same time kill them.
It's wild. That's not even funny, man. That's not
so
funny.
Drug dealer, and then pimping. You lost, baby. Let me show you the direction.
So you're 17, 18 years old. You want to get into clothing. Where do you start?
I just started making T-shirt. Mm-hmm. You always could start with a T-shirt. Mm-hmm. Anybody, have entrepreneurs. It's different now because I don't really like giving information to somebody that's 19. You got to go through your own.
Yes.
You got the internet, you got this, you got 100 million things. We never had nothing. So you start with a T-shirt, be popular around your little crew, your 5-member crew, 10-member crew. I tried to start a gang at a young age, 300 members.
Joshua explained that too. He said that it's almost like a gang.
It's like a gang because when you're seeing 10, 15, 20 young people moving, it's a gang.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we're going to think alike. We think alike. We don't have no kids. We have no wives. We just focus on this prize. So I started with a T-shirt.
Nice.
And then a hat. And then screen printing, and then embroidery, and then it's so much, and then you just do that. That's all you do.
Yeah, and it was trial and error. Like you go out there, you do the legwork, build connections.
Yeah, not really too much error on my part. It was more like you learn the technique, you buy and you sell, buy, sell, make money. More money you make, the more smarter you get.
Got it.
The more smarter you get, more opportunity you have. It was a simple process because I had nobody yes man around me. I had nobody older than me to tell me how to do it. You just go do it. I used to beat the streets up in Manhattan just to find wholesalers. Used to beat the street anywhere I could find a wholesaler. You could just beat up the streets.
So you split your time. So I used to sell T-shirts as well at one point. Mm-hmm. You split your time in Manhattan and in Toronto.
Not Manhattan, Brooklyn.
Brooklyn and Toronto, excuse me. There's a huge difference. Massive difference. In Toronto, I remember we used to go to Cotton Best and we used to use Gildan.
Yeah.
What were you using? What were you using in over here, and what were you using over in New York?
This is blanks. They had no Gildan. Maybe was an established brand back then, but just blanks. Anything blank. Yeah, at that time it was too. We weren't looking at tags them times because those times, if I remember, like people didn't even have Timberland boots. Mm-hmm. You have to be from New York to have Timberland boots.
Yeah,
I came here and nobody had Timberland boots. Nobody had Timberland boots. Mm-hmm. Can buy Timberland boots, and if you lived there and you want Timberland boots, you got to go to Buffalo to get it. So you couldn't go nowhere and get Timberland boots. Nobody was wearing Timberland boots. It's not their culture. I don't know what they was wearing. I can't remember. But it's not their culture to wear Timberland boot.
So was there like a fashion, I guess for a lack of a better term, like a fashion icon, someone that you looked up to, that you admired, that you said to yourself like, yeah?
I highly doubt there is.
I mean,
drug dealer pimps.
Yeah.
If I tell you, Dapper Dan, I'm not from Harlem.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a different era.
Yeah.
But did I have a Dapper Dan? Yeah, I had a Dapper Dan jacket. You buy that.
Carl Kanai?
Carl Kanai never looked up.
Hold on, how much you drop on that?
Carl Kanai?
How much you drop on that Dapper Dan?
Maybe back that time it was like $750, $800. It was,
That's crazy.
MCM jacket.
And now that's probably worth like 50. Easy.
50,000?
Yeah.
No, that jacket's probably worth about 20.
Yeah?
Yeah, about 15, 20. If I know where it is, I don't know where it's at. I don't collect clothes. I wear them and keep it moving.
That's starting right there.
But it's like, and then you could go to Queens at a company called Shirt Kings. I don't know if I'm getting y'all gotta go do some homework because you don't know what I'm talking about. You know what Shirt Kings is?
No.
Okay, Shirt Kings is you remember them airbrush shirts?
Yep.
The LL Cool J used to wear, Salt and Pepper.
I remember the airbrush t-shirts.
It was a crew of guys in Queens at the Coliseum.
Yeah.
And you go there and get your Shirt Kings, official Shirt Kings. And they did everybody, LL Cool J, Mary J. Blige.
I remember the website. They had a big website too.
They probably had, back then there's no website.
They had a website.
Back then, no website. But Shirt Kings went on to do books and movies. There's a whole bunch of stuff about Shirt Kings. But it's either you're doing Shirt Kings or you're doing Dapper Dan when you're making some money. Everything else between, you go to Dr. J's, you go to Vim's, you buy the BVD shirts. Like if you watched Eric being Rakim videos and seen Rakim I Ain't No Joke video coming out the 190E Benz with the gold chains, they were in Fila tracksuits with silky type of shirts called BVD.
Okay.
Undershirts.
Okay.
But that was the style.
Okay.
With the Kango, with the beeper, with the big cell phone. Drug dealer look. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Drug dealer look.
Drug dealer chic.
So that's who I like.
Yeah.
Cool G Rap. Drug dealer look. You know what I'm saying?
So you were watching the drug dealers, the guys making money, but I feel like in fashion you almost have to have some foresight into knowing what's next, what's going to be the next fad, what's going to be the next trend. I mean, was that something that came natural to you? Like you could just know ahead of time before it became a thing? Like, this is going to be the next thing.
They say, it always starts on the streets. That's where the rappers get it from. Rappers don't come up with nothing.
No.
They come up with nothing.
Nothing.
They look at the streets and they look at who they admire on the streets, and that's where they get it from. How to wear your hat, what type of glasses to wear. I was wearing Cartier frames at 21 years old. Cartier frames are $2,500 and up, with the wood right there. And that's a Detroit thing. So if you ever been to Detroit, that's Detroit players. That wasn't a New York, LA. You have to know where you're living. But I was a hustler. I am a hustler.
Yes.
And a mover and a shaker and a ladies man. So I'm getting my Cartiers from Detroit, 2100. Now that's in 90s, 2000. Now they start rearing Cartier.
Yeah.
But back then you had to sell and hustle.
Yeah.
You don't go work 9 to 5 to buy gold chains. These niggas work 9 to 5 to buy gold chains. Back then, you wear a gold chain, it was a statement like, yo, I get money.
Yes.
So it's everything is different. And I don't like talking like nobody, so it's like you're not really following nobody. You're doing your own thing.
Yes.
So it's different. So when you're talking about location, cities, area codes, it's all different.
Now, so Hardcore was your first brand.
Hardcore was the first brand, and we did that for a couple of years, and then and then you get bored.
So now, how did that dream? I mean, how did I'm Not a Rapper start?
I'm not a rapper. I was moving around, moving and shaking, going to airports, and you wasn't really seeing a young guy going to airports with jewelry on.
They would just assume right away like you're a rapper or an athlete.
I give that to the white people.
Before we even get to that, how did you come up with that term?
The white people.
Exactly. They come up to him like, hey, you must be a rapper.
At the airport.
You must be a rapper there, bud.
Yeah, you're a rapper.
Really?
You're a rapper.
So the white people, like old white lady, old white man, because they looked at me like I was a rapper.
Yeah, they're cool with him. They're like, yo, this guy looks so cool. He must be a rapper there, bud.
Yeah. So, now I'm not a rapper, man. And then I also saw saying I'm not a rapper.
Could you finish the whole thing for us? The whole line for us, please?
What's that?
The whole line.
I'm not a rapper. Phrase. I'm just a hustler that can rap good. That's the back of the shirt. But I did the hustler that can rap because I'm not a rapper. But anybody that I like were really just hustlers that can rap good.
Was that your response at the airports to the white people? Like, I'm not a rapper?
No, I think that was for the streets.
That came. I was just like, I'm not a rapper. That's it.
Yeah. That's
then
it.
I got the tattoo. When I got the tattoos, to start making shirts. This is the tattoo right here. You know, I got the there.
People don't know, but high key, you ran the mid 2000s. Like you, from 2004 to 2000, and I would say easily because I was watching you when you morphed into something else. We'll talk about that later. Yeah. From 2000 and I think, correct me if I'm wrong. It's 2004 when you dropped I'm Not a Rapper. Was it?
You know, I'm not good with dates.
Okay,
I can't remember dates.
I would say 04, 05.
We need all the Redditors to all hands on deck. Please find out.
If anybody would know, it'd be Juice.
Juice would know. Yeah, Juice probably better with dates.
Yeah,
2004?
Yeah, I'm really good with the dates. Like 04,
Thank you.
05.
Yeah, I was good. Yeah.
You started seeing I'm Not a Rapper tees circulating across the entire city. And at the time, you're like, where is it coming
from? And that
from?
was my first time seeing something that was local. Not to say that you're local.
Mm-hmm. It was I did it out of Toronto.
Yes.
I'm not a rap out of Toronto. Even when it was all over the US, I did it out of Toronto.
Yeah.
I did hardcore in Brooklyn and Toronto, but I did I'm Not a Rapper out of here.
Sorry, brother, sorry.
Yeah, out of here.
We need to get you closer to the mic.
Yeah.
Okay, so hardcore. Okay, so you had hardcore, and then was I'm Not a Rapper the second brand or the third brand? What was it?
You know what? We wasn't even using terms like brands.
Okay.
It was just a shirt. It was just a shirt. Yeah. I never made hats, never made socks, never made just a shirt. Barely made hoodies.
This is a fanboy question, but when did you realize like, oh shit, I'm onto something? What I'm Not a Rapper.
I never.
Did you ever felt like okay, like this is hip hop? Like I mean, ultimately, this was it was hip hop. That you are hip hop. Like, when did you realize that?
Well, we were just doing so much movement. I had my man Aunt Lava. He's from Brooklyn. He stays in Brooklyn, lives in Brooklyn. He worked with Rockefeller, and he was always uptown in Harlem. And you know, he would feed Harlem. You know what I'm saying? So, I think maybe say Puerto Rican Day Parade. Puerto Rican Day Parade. We on the float. Dame Dash, Jim Jones.
Crazy.
I gotta ask what year, roughly.
I want to say 2004, 2005.
Same, yeah. It's like
same year.
Yeah.
Same year.
Yeah.
Took off that quick.
It would have to be.
Yeah,
like,
you know. And then you know, I think Lava gave Jim the shirt. I was there. We all there. We on the floats. Winky right the box. Everybody's there. Brooklyn. I mean not Brooklyn. Harlem Labor Day. Brooklyn Puerto Rican Day Parade in Harlem. And everybody there. And when Jim put on that shirt, Jim was the poster boy for the streets.
Yeah.
Yeah, Jim Jones was the poster boy for the street. And then everybody, and then I was bringing J.R. Ryder to Toronto. J.R. Ryder did a lot for me, a rapper. You know, and then Mad Links, I was managing Mad Links. He's on BET.
Yeah,
so that's my TV commercial, that's my Instagram. Man, BET was my Instagram. Because every day you see Mad Links, he's wearing I'm Not a Rapper.
Yeah, he was. Because
I had him come up here do parties. I'm not sending it. Yeah. He's coming up and do parties. I got a store. Take every color. And then Ray J started wearing it on BET. That's a different audience. And then it just started popping up. You know, and then we were doing the DVDs. So you see it on DVDs. You know, so it was everywhere hip-hop was. And that's on the East Coast.
Yeah.
West Coast, we had no visibility until Game came to Toronto and he needed I'm Not a Rapper.
I feel like that was 2005.
Yeah, and Game wore it on TMZ Punked. And when he got punked, on TMZ, he was wearing "I'm Not a Rapper" T-shirt.
Jeez.
So now we got the West Coast.
Yo, Stewie, we gotta pull these clips up.
Yeah, there will be for sure.
Oh my!
For sure, it'll be.
I didn't know that.
This guy's.
Oh wow, this is Toronto history. Right here.
And we didn't get no love from much music. We don't get love from these type of people.
Those people were crazy. People were crazy
Hold
back
on
then.
a second. Elaborate on that. Do you know, or do you have a theory on why maybe they weren't showing you any love?
Melanin.
You know what it is that is just like we wasn't no house Negroes. We were young black businessmen. They never seen that in their life. They want to deal with a cracker. They want to deal with a Oreo cookie, and we were not doing that. They want to call from Universal Records. They want to call from. We're not doing music. We're doing clothing. They want, you know what I'm saying? They want and they had a lady back there. I gotta put her out there because she's probably 70 years, 60 years old right now. Her name was Michelle Geister.
Okay.
Google her. Or you don't know this.
We'll pull her up. She'll be up on the screen.
Michelle Geister. What's that? With a G?
I don't know.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll find out. I'll find out. I'll ask you to text
that
it to
like
me.
black guys and hip hop, and we had to show who had power. Mm-hmm. When we bring in these rap groups up here, Wu-Tang Clan, KRS-One, they denied much music interviews because they didn't promote our concerts.
Ooh.
No.
We could send a simple flyer, a rider. We just need because you wanted your concert to be on TV listings. We wasn't getting all that because she was in a line with BMG and Universal and her boyfriends, and we were from the streets. But we're not like street hoodlums. We have a business.
That's it.
I had a store at a young age, and we're bringing these concerts.
So what was her position at Much Music?
She was the head.
So she blackballed you guys?
No, she can't blackball us. We were the streets.
Got you.
No such
We
thing.
continue doing big shows and concerts. There's no blackballing. What she did was block Toronto from getting more real.
That's right. That's right.
Not us. We don't care.
Yeah.
We making money, man. 50, 60, 70,000 young. She's blackballing Toronto from the real. Wow. You know what I'm saying? I got Coolio, rest in peace. He just passed away.
R.I.P.
We brought Nas, Coolio, and Jerry the Damager on one show. And what type of show is that, man? Jerry the Damager from Brooklyn.
Wow.
Nas from Queens. Yeah. And Coolio from L.A.
But born in Pennsylvania.
Coolio?
Yeah.
But he's the LA guy.
He's West Coast.
I think he has his roots in the West Coast.
Pennsylvania, what they got? They got Wiz Khalifa. You know what I'm saying? So that's the show we brought back then. That's three different type of hip hop.
Yeah.
It's hip hop. It's different. Coolio just did Ride. That was his big hit. And Nas is Nas. Yeah. And Jerry the Damager is Jerry the Damager. You know what I'm saying? And and we just showed that you didn't need TV. You didn't need those. They're not even corporate. They're just blockers. Corporate is real money. This is blocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
So if you had like 10 other crews like us, Toronto could be like Atlanta right now.
It would have been, yeah.
You had guys not like me. These guys are wearing Aldo shoes and listen to hip hop. Mm-hmm. We're not wearing Aldo shoes. My shoes is more than Aldo. But you couldn't do nothing with Aldo in hip hop. Yeah. This doesn't go. Yeah. That's church. That's working at the bank.
Come on. Speak that. Talk that.
Yeah, it's working at the bank.
Come on.
You weren't allowed to listen to the music. Mm-hmm. You weren't part of the culture if you were wearing all those shoes. It's impossible. Mm-hmm. You got to go to the R&B club. You know what's at the R&B club? Females. You know what's at our club? Thugs. It's totally different. Girls never listen to hip-hop. Girls never listened to Wu-Tang Clan and Smith & Wesson. It was the radical girls from the suburbs.
You know, speaking of Toronto, and you know, if that woman opened the doors back then,
Michelle Geister.
Michelle Geister. Now you said it was if she opened the doors, we would have had a couple.
It would be like Atlanta.
All right. How do you feel about Toronto now, though? Do you feel the spirit here yet?
Toronto.
Do you feel the spirit? Like all these kids running around doing the thing. They making it pop. They're making it happen somehow. How do you feel? Like do you feel like we're there? I always tell people that we're literally the next. This is the ATL. If you want to feel like,
but why do you think you guys are next? Next on what? No, but say, but
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
But I'm trying to understand.
Yes.
What's the mentality on that? Mm-hmm. You guys have a Yo Gotti. You guys have a Young Dolph. You guys have entrepreneurs. You got a Coach K. You got a P. You guys have nothing.
Yeah.
So if you got a bunch of kids running around rapping, how do you think you guys are the next? Were you at the BET Awards? No. Were you at you guys are nowhere. It's the three names. Yeah. And I don't say the names because if you say the names, you don't even know how to talk. You don't got your own brain.
Yeah.
It's three names.
Yes, sir.
For a whole country.
Yep.
Come on, man. Go to
it's
London.
Wild, eh? It's wild. That's the answer for you guys.
Do you think London is next?
No.
London is not
London
next.
has it. London
have their own thing.
Yeah.
They talk different.
Yep.
Their culture different.
Yep.
Their food is different.
Yep.
Their sound is different.
I don't know, but the food is different. The food's kind of same.
No, it's different.
Rice and peas everywhere.
No, because it's African and yardie.
Yeah.
That's
Rice and peas and the jollof fries, right?
That's it.
Hold on. There's two names. Who's the third name?
You know that, man. You know the third one.
Maybe I'm too tipsy.
I can't talk no names, man. I don't say the names.
You just gotta think it.
You gotta think it. Let the audience. I guarantee they're gonna.
In the comments.
Yeah, they're gonna put it in the comments. They're gonna talk about it.
I can think my three, but I'm not saying it.
But the third.
Actually,
we'll say it after.
Never. You're a podcaster. Mm-hmm. Never think that nothing is next. First, you got to overcome your bullshit here. Mm-hmm. You got to overcome your racism here. Mm-hmm. You got to overcome everything here. Make some money. Because if you're doing this in your 40s and 50s, you ain't make no money, you're bad for the culture.
That's right.
The only way to push the culture forward is make a lot of money, man. So you guys have your own power. Don't wait for some kid that's going to lie on paper or lie on the phone and go rap about it and think that could change you. It can't change. What's going to change? If that kid could go make some money for his family, get his mama out the hood, because 9 out of 10 times, mama's on the hood.
Still in the hood.
Take the mama out the hood. There's no fathers.
Yeah.
So maybe they can love their father. It's a lot of nourishing it needs. And you know what? If you ain't got no older business people, how you do? You older black people? Where's your Quincy Jones? Where's your Clap? Where's your elders? Where's the ones that did it? You can't name me one.
One of the major critiques I hear about Toronto in particular is that it doesn't really support its own talent, right? Because
I think that's what he's alluding to. We don't have the Quincy Jones or what have you.
Even in terms of consumers, right? Like, it's just natural or innate in us to just hate, like, on each other, right? For a while, Toronto's labeled the Screwface capital.
That's what they call it?
That's what they called it a long time ago, yeah.
Yeah.
It was, I remember it was called Screwface capital.
Did you ever feel like, Toronto just wasn't like, people say Atlanta, they support their own talent, Memphis, North Carolina. Did you ever feel that out here? Like, at any point, I know I Am Not a Rapper was very popular, but, with other endeavors, like, Toronto people are just like, a bunch of haters.
I never smelled hate. I smelled confusion. Hate is something serious. Hate, you're going to die. Hate, you're blocking my money. Confusion is gossip. So just gossip. Every city gossip.
Yeah.
So I never screw faces, nothing, man. You're not playing with people's money. Only people that were really hating was the police. You know what I'm saying? And a couple club owners. And that's it.
Clubs.
Like, the people never hated. It's all
No,
love.
the people don't know you didn't not just only had a clothing brand. People didn't know that you didn't have the t-shirts and the hats on deck. You had it. You also were a prestigious and a gainfully employed promoter in Toronto and in New York. Can you tell me what were your favorite clubs back then, or even like while you were doing it, and anybody want to shit on as well?
Shit.
Sure. Let's start with that.
It wasn't even on the level, so it's like the clubs that I promoted, I was doing promoting for myself. Mm-hmm. It was never about the club. Once we have a relationship with the owner, it's our club.
That's right.
That's it. So it's like, it wasn't about if the guys wearing Aldo shoes are across the street or up the block, and it's 8 of them promoting one party. They're bringing in little people from wherever, Scarborough, Mississauga. I don't know. I don't know these people. I didn't go to school with these people. So we're just doing a party. We're playing the hardest music you could find. So
what clubs were those? What clubs were those?
Club Fluid. That's what Drake rapped about. Club Fluid.
Where was that on again?
Adelaide Street.
Club Fluid. I remember that.
Oh, Richmond. One of those
crazy.
two.
Yeah, it was
right?
crazy.
I remember that.
Monday, Tuesday, it was maybe square night, Italian night, Asian night. But Wednesday or Thursday, I can't remember what days we were doing it. It turned into a nigga party. It turned into New York City. It turned into Hollywood. It turned into hip hop. It turned into lifestyle. It turned into NBA. It turned into
really
all
had
that.
to be there.
And if you
really
had a
had
hat
to
on,
be there.
I want you in my club. If you had a do-rag on, I want you in my club. Fuck what the owner says. Security, they're trying to dress code.
That was wild back
Hold
then.
on. You were cool with do-rags in the club?
And
Of course he was, man.
Big chains,
Come
gold
on.
grills, 5XLs.
Come
It was the
on.
only club we were able to get into for our entire culture. And I was there every week.
What do you mean, of course?
He was the man.
No, I understand
so
that,
we
but
were able to
you
get
don't
in.
want like a little bit of a dress code?
None.
No,
No,
bro.
let me
This
tell
is
you,
the dress
No,
code.
the dress code is clean. The dress code is rich. The dress
Like
code
you
ain't
spend
all
money.
those shoes after a sweaty ass job at the bank. No, that's not.
Like we dressed up. We put on our best
That's
chains. We put on our best rings, gold grills,
Got it.
5X.
Okay.
Our
Yeah.
freshest
It
Yankee
was the
fitted,
lifestyle.
our
I see the
freshest
picture you're
Timbs.
painting.
It was
went
what
there.
I got
it
it.
was what you wish you could do, but you couldn't do it because you had no money.
Yeah.
Yes.
You had no money.
We went. It was
We
booth.
had money, and you got
Spend
NBA
money.
players in the club. You got Vince Carter. You guys know Vince Carter? Of course. Oh yeah, we had Vince Carter. My man Chris Childs in the club every night. Like we had Vivica Fox in there. We had Anita Baker. Not Anita Baker. What's her name? What's
Anita Baker.
What's her name, man?
Nia Long?
Nah, man, nah.
We had everybody.
Maybe she came there too because everybody was here.
It was like Celebrity Thursdays. That's kind of how we
What's
saw
my
it
girlfriend, man?
on the
What's her
outside.
name? What's the girl lady that Birdman was dealing with? The singer.
Tony Braxton.
Yeah, that was my
Tony
Me and Tony Braxton like this in the club.
Come on.
Low haircut Tony Braxton?
Yeah. You got Smack in the club. You ever heard of Smack DVD?
Of course.
In the club. Game in the club. Gerard in the club. Jim Jones in the club. What we doing? Drinking and smoking.
I want to ask you, what were like your fondest memories from the DVD era? From like, what was the DVD era? Like 04 to
09, 010.
09, yeah.
010.
09,
Okay, before I even ask that, we popped so much champagne. We
Talk.
brought champagne popping here.
Talk that
We
talk.
brought champagne popping.
Talk
what I
that talk.
said.
Nobody knew about bottles. We brought.
Is that a fact?
I was on the show.
Talk
2
that
weeks
talk.
ago,
No, but-
and I lightly touched on this.
I'm
It
gonna
was
tell you
my
how
first time ever
I'm
seeing
gonna tell
bottle
you how I
popping.
can stamp it. We popped so much champagne. I brought motherfucking Ron Browse here.
Can you please look at that camera right there and say that again, please?
We popped so much champagne. I brought motherfucking Ron Browse here from Harlem. Do you know who Ron Browse is?
Google.
Pop
He made the
champagne.
anthem. Yeah, he made
That's
the
what.
anthem.
You remember that shit
Yeah,
party with
yeah.
Ron Browse?
I was at all of these parties, and I was on the outside. Like I was on the at that time. I was on the wall
Hey, but yo,
watching.
but here it is.
Yeah.
We popped so much champagne. We brought Ron Browse. Nobody brought Ron Browse here. Nobody. No record company, no promoters, because these guys is wearing all those shoes.
Yo, you gotta stop.
We
dissing
do
all
not
those shoes.
wear all those shoes
I know all
here.
those shoes.
Okay.
Aldo, we love you, man.
You wear all those. And we were wearing Maury Gators. You know what Maury Gators is?
Oh, yeah.
Never heard
It's
of
a
it.
different language.
Yeah.
So you need to
That
Google.
sounds European.
No, it's Italian. But it's
Yeah.
it's Detroit. It's Chicago.
Got it.
It's New York.
Culture. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay? It's Memphis.
And for the viewers, Kamakachi, Juice,
Yes.
Josh
Yeah, I go by many.
is one of the top party promoters in Toronto.
I came in the scene because of this man.
Yes, click the link
Like,
here.
I came
and
in
I
the
can
scene
honestly
because of
say,
him.
because we spoke earlier about fake love, I can tell this guy loves you.
I came
Loves
in
you.
the scene because of this guy. 19 years old, fresh from Saga.
Yeah.
He said, "Yo, I had a small store." He called me one day and said, "Come check me on my store. We're gonna have a meeting." So I'm like, "All right, cool." I'm in Meadowville, Mississauga ball courts. Those days with like Johnny Rocks and certain people hanging with me, and I'm like, "I gotta go." Apple's telling me come meet him. I go downtown. I'm in the back of his store. I'm not a rapper. T-shirts hanging all over the walls and everything.
Jeez.
I'm young, 19. It's like fall 05. He says, "I'm throwing a party next 2 weeks called 100 Models, 100 Bottles. I want you to be a promoter on the party." I'm like, "I've never promoted a party before." He's like, "But you got a buzz for yourself," because I had my T-shirts. You got a little buzz for yourself. It's time you bring your buzz downtown. He goes, "I'm going to give you 50 tickets, $20 a ticket. Keep the money. Just sell the tickets." So I took the tickets. I'm like, $50, 50 tickets, $20 a ticket. I went back to Saga and I distributed the
19
tickets.
years old, and you keep the money?
Distributed the tickets. But what Apple was doing was putting me on the map. Apple gave me an opportunity nobody ever gave me. Then at that, I had a team. There was like 5, 10 of us. I gave everybody 15 tickets, 10 tickets. Just sell the tickets, sell the tickets, sell the tickets. We're going to get the money and pop the bottles at the club, which is what we did. Because then at the 100 Models, 100 Bottles, it was whoever pops the most bottles.
And we gave away a watch.
Yeah,
we gave a chain. We
they
gave away more Gators.
$10,000 watch.
Yeah, because they're my sponsors.
They were doing things that we've never seen in our life.
Before we even get to that,
Real stories.
you reached out to this.
He just said, "Come."
Was there any? What did you see in him? Like what? Like what sparked that?
I was just seeing. Well, I know he had a suburban market.
I was heavy in Mississauga.
I know he was energy, and he was black.
That's it.
So you're about black empowerment before it became a trend, before it became a hashtag.
Yeah, I don't need 10 promoters that's not my friends to promote a party that I'm doing. That what was the trend in Toronto. 6, 8, 9, 10 niggas' names on a flyer. What time? I didn't understand
were
that.
filled with.
Yeah, just to
I'm
get
going to send you the flyer too. I have an image of the flyer. You put
the
it up
flyers would just be
of this
Please
party.
do, please
I have
do.
a flyer.
my company
Oh, my
name
Lord.
and his company name.
Wow.
But I didn't understand all those shoes type of guys. I didn't understand it, man. I didn't understand it. And they're playing R&B in the club. I mean, there ain't no wrong with R&B, but we were doing the hip hop. Now everything is hip hop.
Yeah.
There's no more R&B. So guess what? We were 15 years ahead of time. 15 years ahead.
Absolutely.
And no promoter wanted black guys in their club.
Yeah, no.
We had the police would tell you, the club owners, the Italians and the Greeks that own the clubs, they don't want no black guys in the club. But the black guys spend so much money on alcohol and bottles, you have to give the nights.
Thursdays and on.
It's true. Thursdays and on.
You have to give the nights. That's how they pay to keep the lights on. That's what we were doing.
Yeah.
All those guys are just doing door money. They're not spending money. Buy one beer. I don't know what they're doing.
I'm trying to pick up some broads.
Yeah, so we were getting a little bit of flow of the guys that didn't want to wear all those no more coming on our side. A little flow because it was like Hollywood and it was New York all in one at one spot. And a little bit of Atlanta.
Yeah.
We had a little bit of Atlanta in there.
Now, you had so I know you're an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur as well. We get bored quickly. When did you start getting bored of I'm not a rapper? Because I know you got bored of that.
I've been bored for the last 20 for years. you got to thank Drake. Drake is the one that even having me talking about it right now because it was just a tattoo for me. That's it. I didn't even have a I'm Not a Rapper t-shirt. I had nothing. Kamikaze you probably had. I had zero because I don't hold on to nothing. I don't hold on to he has everything. Pictures, everything.
Question. Were those your t-shirts that they wore on the stage at the last show?
Yeah.
You got okay, they went through you. Okay, cool.
Yeah. That's a piece of history right there.
So for him to do that, it was a big honor, man. It was I didn't understand why. When I say I didn't understand why, it's because it's not like we prepped it and communicated. Mm-hmm. It just happened. Mm-hmm. That's a blessing. That's he's the power. He just brought it back. A whole new generation, a whole new existence, a whole new history.
Yeah, it's
I told you, I wasn't thinking about I'm not a rapper. Now we got 4 deals on the table, 1 deal signed.
Yeah.
One deal signed.
I need a shirt.
We already made $1 million already. Mm-hmm. You want to talk about $1 million? We already made $1 million in 60 days.
It's bananas.
Without the internet. We didn't sell a shirt, but we made $1 million. Mm-hmm. So that's the power of having the biggest artists in the world represent you and wear your product. Not just wear your product, represent you and wear your product. Totally different.
Salute to Drizzy for that.
Yeah, totally
That was big.
different. They don't have to, they don't need to.
Yeah.
You know why he did it.
So when was the moment you're like, I got to move on from this particular brand or this particular idea? When did you realize I got to move on from this one?
Which one?
I'm Not a Rapper.
It's been dead for us for 20 years. We never thought about it. After that, we had a brand called D.R.U.G.S. After D.R.U.G.S.
So yes, I wanted to get into that actually. How did that come up?
D.R.U.G.S came out. I'm living in Los Angeles, and we started selling snapbacks. And snapbacks was the thing you couldn't.
It was coming in, yeah.
You couldn't get nowhere. And I had the connection with the biggest snapback factory in America. There's a Mexican man owned this factory, and we called him the plug. When I went to his factory, I was in heaven. He was making Supreme hats.
He didn't know what he had.
He knew what he had. His factory's probably making $1 million a week. So you got Nick Diamond. You ever heard of Diamond clothing? Diamond.
Yes, I have.
Nick Diamond would come with $500,000 and say, "Make my hats." Supreme would come, "Make my hats." Huff, all the top skateboarder brands would go to his factory, drop off bags of money, freeze up the factory. So you can't even get your hats made because they got the whole production locked down for a month. So it takes 2 months to get your hats.
This was in LA?
Yeah, Los Angeles.
Of course, yeah.
El Sedunco. And I lost my water in the El Sedunco.
I was actually there, yeah.
In El Sedunco. Man, I had to find a dig for that factory.
El Segundo, yeah.
And when I found a dig for that factory and I found the plug, isn't this D.R.U.G.S? I saw heaven.
That's it. That's it.
I bought I said, how much are all these samples? He said, give me $2. These are samples of people's hats, companies' hats. I bought all of them. I came back, I just gave him like $3,000 and I had about 1 million hats. And then I let people know, I got hats, snapbacks.
And D.R.U.G.S was an acronym, right? What did it stand for?
D.R.U.G.S later came with, it was really the real underground swag.
Oh, yes.
The real underground swag. And then I lost my toe. I lost my toe from diabetes. When I lost my toe, I met Dr. Sebi. And when I was in the hospital...
Dr. Sebi, the naturopath.
Yeah, when I met
peace.
him, I got a message from God. Do right, you gain success. And then we just flipped it.
Woo!
Yeah.
He told me that story when we were in Vegas 5 years ago.
And nobody meets Dr.
Success.
Nobody meets Dr. Sebi.
So you went out to Honduras for him, or was it
We
here?
went in L.A.
Oh, in LA. Okay. That's crazy.
You diabetes, you lose your toe.
Yeah. I meet Dr. Sebi.
Yeah.
And a message.
And how did that go? Like, you talk to him, he tells you, what does he tell you?
We had a relationship. When I lost my toe, he said, young man, I could have saved it. And then I start the CMOS. Then I start his regimen.
Yeah. I hear a lot about CMOS from
I'm on that shit right now. That shit's
really?
good for you. Yeah, it's good for you, man.
Yeah, weight loss, impotency.
Everything.
Your whole life. Your face, your skin.
Yeah, clear skin, everything.
So primarily it's like what you put into your body in terms of a diet.
You need the minerals.
Minerals.
No, you don't get it from food. You can't get all the minerals.
Hold on. What do you mean? You don't get it from food?
You can't eat enough a day to get those minerals, so you have to add the CMOS.
I see what
it
you're
gives
saying.
you all the minerals
I get what you're
you need
saying
for the day.
Okay. Wow. So you lose your toe. You meet Dr. Sebi. Do you take heed to what he's saying, or like does your diet change? Does your lifestyle change?
Yeah, I stopped doing insulin because I was doing insulin, right? And diet change. You got to maintain, cheat a little bit, but you maintain. But the maintaining is more powerful. You on the better side.
Yeah. My mom's got diabetes.
Yeah,
stuff.
So,
everybody got. I think everybody got it.
Everybody got it. It's just how far you go, kind of thing.
It's something prevalent in our community.
Absolutely, both my grandparents had it. So when you did the drugs thing, like, when did you? When was the last time you sold a T-shirt of "I'm not a rapper"? Like, what? Wait, do you remember?
20 years.
20 years?
I told you it was. We never thought about it. It's because of Drake, of Champagne Poppy, the biggest artist in the world. He's the one that rebirthed it. We're not thinking about it. We were making so much money with drugs.
Yeah.
We're not thinking. It's like a brand that was.
And I remember that was everywhere.
Yeah, because I started that in L.A., but we birthed it in Atlanta. We started in L.A., but we really pumped it out of Atlanta.
Speaking of which, now you went all over you're bouncing between places. It seems to me Atlanta was your favorite.
There's no favorite. Right now, it's Dominican Republic.
DR would be the favorite. DR would be the favorite.
It's the favorite. Yeah, but Atlanta is the best place for a black entrepreneur, a young entrepreneur, an entrepreneur with vision. It's the best place to be. And you have to be there at the right time. You got to know who the promoter was. Who was the guy that was valet parking? The guy that was doing valet owns all the clubs now. Irrigian, Alex. Alex owns 8 or 9 or 10 clubs.
I heard about this guy. This guy's like a myth.
You should. He's not a myth because if you know,
I heard about him though.
I'm saying, but you have to hear him because you're Somali.
Yeah.
So Ethiopian, Somali, Eritrean.
Yeah.
Like if you go to Atlanta and then you see Alex running the biggest clubs, and he's running the parking where he's probably making $50,000 out just in the parking lot. And all these celebrities going to his club, and he's out there with his New York fitted hat,
and nobody knows what he's doing.
Polo shirt, they know, and his Timberland boots on. And he's not a bougie with a Aldo shoes on. Won't you go like this to him?
Yeah, all day.
This Aldo slander is getting like.
I love it. No, anti-Aldo, right? It's gonna be everywhere.
So, have you ever seen that in Toronto? A black man doing his thing. No, you
not
can't.
yet. No,
you can't own 8 clubs in this city.
You can't, unfortunately.
The Greeks and the Italians will not allow it.
Yeah.
Police won't allow it.
Yeah.
So if you don't know Atlanta, don't go there. Don't talk about it. Don't know the come ups of people.
So this brings me to my next thing.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Like, before we get to that, quick question. You've been all over North America, in the U.S., Guatemala, God knows where else. The ladies. Where are the baddest ladies? Through your experience.
Interesting.
I just like
physically, in your opinion,
DR.
or maybe even just attitude.
No, I won't say. A lot of places have it. Like for you to say one place,
yeah,
you're lying. You look a trick. It's everywhere.
It truly is
for a man.
It truly is.
I heard Colombia's pretty dope.
Yeah, but I'm not going all the way there to get a girl that's maybe a man. I'm not doing all that, man. It's too much. That's too much.
So you have a tagline rather. Don't know you or don't know you, right? Like Toronto don't know you, or New York don't know you, LA don't know you.
Yeah, that was thing we ran, a campaign we ran while the drugs was going on.
Okay.
Now it's all about the U, like U bags,
Yeah.
U jackets.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? U beanies.
Okay.
Believe in you.
Okay.
The whole company is the U brand now. The whole company vision is about success and believing in you. Mm-hmm. You know, it's about amputee life. You know, it's about diabetes. It's about eating good.
Yep.
But it's not a health brand. It's not a health brand.
No.
It's a lifestyle. Look good, smell good, feel good, be good. Do you. You know what I'm saying? So a whole direction. We have to switch to, not the direction of the company, because we're growing. If you don't grow, your company don't grow. We grow. We change. We move around. We get better. We get better. So as we got better, we just changed the direction of where we're going with it. You know, and we're here to campaign the bags. We're here to campaign. If you don't got a U bag, you ain't doing you. What goes in there?
I love that.
You're going your money.
Love it.
It's you don't want a wallet.
No.
That's so corny. You a biker?
No.
You need a U bag.
Yeah, yeah.
And if you ain't got a U bag, then that's well, you gonna get a Gucci bag, a Louis bag? You gotta get a U bag, man.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's
That's a good point.
So
it's beautiful.
It is.
The amputation. What was that like? Like, I don't even know how to even phrase this question, but
Let's phrase it. Let's phrase it.
let's start.
I have no feelings. Talk.
When did you find out that you needed to?
I got pain. I had a little smell out there. I didn't like it. I was in Las Vegas. I went to the hospital. It was pain. It was pain. One day, the same day, he says, you got 4 hours. You got 4 hours to 8 hours to decide what you want to do. You want to cut it or you don't want to cut it? I said, what? Yeah, you got to cut it because it's gangrene.
Yeah.
Gangrene spreads in your blood and kills you. Or we have to cut it above your knee. I said, man, if you guys cut it now, what happens? We save your knee. You're gonna lose it below the knee. So as a below the knee amputee, it's a different everything.
It's a different,
your recovery is different.
Yeah.
It's more functionable. And I say, man, cut it. And they just cut it. And then when I woke up after the surgery, I had no leg. And God says deal with it.
So mentally,
That's what's up.
Did that take a toll on you? Did you think like, fuck, like, you know, I won't be able to do this? Were you discouraged at all?
Because I don't play basketball. It didn't really matter.
Yeah, that's one way of looking at it.
I can still put clothes on. I can still move around. I mean, Kamikaze Juice came out to Vegas to see me before I had the leg, because it takes about a year and a half to heal.
You didn't even have it.
And I had no leg. I was he tell you I was moving around with. We was going everywhere, eat everywhere. But you just got to readjust how you move. So I was in a scooter.
That pain must have been like...
It wasn't. I probably wasn't even there. It probably wasn't pain.
I mean...
No, it had to be painful. Super painful.
It's something called phantom pains where you feel like your toes are still there. But, hey, man, some of my great people passed away in a wheelchair. Curtis Mayfield, Teddy Pendergrass.
Yeah, that's a fact.
You know, Larry Flint.
Yeah.
You know, I just keep moving, man. Larry Flint, how much money he made in a wheelchair?
Yeah.
Come on, man. So there's no really blocking. Like I said, I don't play basketball, so I didn't really miss nothing. Yeah. Once I could put clothes on, I'm okay.
And I got to salute you for the way you've dealt with it. You're not hiding it. You're not shying away from it.
I tell you, if you come to the airport with me, you won't wait in no line. I don't wait in no lines at the airport. We go right to immigration.
We got and we got to go to Colombia.
Man, I'll do DR. Catch me.
DR's popping. I love DR. Yeah. I love DR. Okay, so you know you're doing the drug thing, and
it's about the you right now. You movie baby.
That's right. Check the link. It's literally right here. You'll see it right here.
You movie baby. The link is youbrand.com, or you can go to I'mNotARapper.shop. and it'll take you right there.
So I remember we were talking quickly about before we started this. We were talking about how Drake was wearing that shirt, and you had some sort of like dismay about like how he didn't plan it with you, or it wasn't organic kind of thing.
Wasn't organic?
Was it? Were you alluding to that? It wasn't organic how he wore the shirt, or
it was beautiful.
Okay, the fact that
it was natural. We didn't talk about it.
Okay.
It's not like me and Drake had a conversation and whisper, and we're gonna do this and all that. Yeah, man, I was surprised.
Was it? He drew up like a month before that, or a couple weeks before that? Well, how was it?
48 hours.
And you got the t-shirts for him done in 48 hours?
Yeah.
That's what's up.
We own factories, man.
That's what's up.
Yeah, we own factories.
So are those shirts going to be like back on the market? Because I genuinely want...
Yeah, they're on the market. You go to the website, it's on there right now.
I'm going to make my purchase tonight then.
And there's a couple, like I said, we just did a big deal with it. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to let the deal handle it. But it's out there.
Are you still wearing your original from 04, 05? Because you're like literally, like this dude right here, like seriously.
I had the original T-shirt.
When it comes to collecting, Toronto.
He's a collector.
Yeah. So,
and it's important.
Yeah.
Like there's a guy in Toronto here named the Flyer Vault. You ever heard of him?
Never.
The Flyer Vault has every flyer of every Toronto promoter.
I don't even know who's behind that, but yeah.
I met him. I met him at the OVO show, and he approached me, and we took a picture, and he has every flyer of every concert I did from 84 or 94. He has a flyer.
That's wild.
He just sent me the flyer that I did with Coolio and Nas.
That's wild.
And Jay with the Damager. He has every flyer. The flyer. You should go Instagram.
Is it on the website?
No, Instagram. Flyer Vault.
Yeah.
The Flyer Vault.
Flyer Vault.
If you are anybody that claims to be a somebody, he'll have your flyer. If not, you're just talking. You're lying to your kids. A lot of niggas right now lied to their kids.
Yeah.
And their kids grew up and they said, Dad, you wasn't shit. You wasn't shit. Yeah. And Dad, Drake don't know you.
Oh, shit. Yeah. Toronto don't know you.
Toronto don't know you. A lot of guys that worked at record companies and worked at FedEx, you're not a cool pops. You lied to your kids.
Wow.
A lot of them. Wow. All the rappers, anybody that worked at record companies here, where's your own company?
Yeah.
Where's your own? You still working for
Universal?
For Bill?
Yeah.
You still working for Bill?
Yeah.
You didn't open your own company after 10, 20 years of being in the mailroom and doing all this little sucker boy shit?
Yeah.
You didn't open your own company? You didn't look at quality control? You didn't look at...
Not everybody has that, though. Not everybody has that.
Well, guess what? They wanted that. They lost it. They wanted it. Everybody wants to be the man.
And this is why we got to give you your flowers. Because for as long as I can remember, you've been just doing you.
But he said he didn't want flowers. He wants a tree.
He
doesn't want flowers. He wants a tree.
I hate when you know what you
deserve the tree.
I hate
He deserves the tree.
When they say, "Oh, I want to give you flowers," fuck flowers. I'm not a bitch. I'm not a female. I'm not a lady. I'm not your mom. Give me a tree.
That's a bar.
Okay.
No facts.
And I hate when they say, "I say this to say that." What are you talking about? Who did you learn this from?
I hate that phrase. That's the worst phrase
But
ever.
that's an uneducated phrase. That means you wasn't raised with that talk.
Yeah.
You took that talk from somebody and then try to put it on you, and it sounds stupid. Just say what you want to say.
Yeah.
And I hate when they say end of the day, the term at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You're not going to make it to the end of the day, man.
Talk that talk.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, those are the little things that I hate that I have to throw out there. I'm not a hater, but I hate.
No, you're being honest. Yeah.
And I hate all those shoes.
No, oh shit! All right, yo, this is
Aldo might sue us after this.
Man, fuck Aldo.
Yo, do you have anything popping up? Like, do we have the website? You signed the deal. What's next, brother?
You Bags, You Movie Baby, You Brands.
Yes.
I'm not a rapper. And support Kamakachi. His pop-up shops and whatever he's doing, because he's still doing it. He's not corny. He's not washed up. he's not a reminiscer. It's now.
Yes.
It's now. You
Absolutely.
know, don't do a brand for 30, 40 years and you're not like Polo. Don't do a brand for 30, 40 years and you faded out, washed out. Don't do it.
Yeah.
And there's certain people that want to wear this clothes. Certain people that want to buy these bags. It's not for everybody. Nothing's for everybody.
Yeah.
Like,
Quick question though, like a pop culture question. Have you been following like Kanye's quest to get into the fashion industry?
This is interesting.
And I guess he had a deal with Adidas, and he broke his deal with Adidas because I guess he wasn't.
well, I can tell you something. There is a lot of racism in fabric, in fashion. There's racism in these businesses. You know, owning the factories. Who do you think owned the factories? So when you're doing, like, I don't like to speak on Kanye.
Yeah.
I don't know Kanye.
Facts.
I've been seeing him 4 times in my life. It's not my type of guy, not my type of dude. I don't wear Yeezys. Never had a Yeezy. I had 10 pairs of Yeezy. Give it to me, I gave it away. So I'm not a Kanye West supporter, but respect his entrepreneur.
Yes.
Respect that he touched the Billy. You know, so whatever he goes through, you're going to have to go through this. Everybody has to go through to get to where they're trying to go. He's not trying. He's trying to get to another place. I don't know. He already got there, but he's trying to get to another place.
Yeah.
That nobody knows.
That nobody knows. Yeah. Only he knows, and maybe he's the only one that knows. So when I looked a little bit of his documentary. I'm not a Kanye West. I don't even listen to his music. But from where he come from, Chicago, that's a big hurdle. Just getting out of Chicago.
Yeah.
Then it being a reject in the music business, and then bouncing back to becoming the man in the music business. He's going to have a different attitude the way he looks at everybody and everything.
You're definitely right about that.
So you can't talk on Kanye if you ain't got Kanye money. Don't talk about the man. If you ain't got his money, and you could say, oh, yeah, Kanye, the white lives
shirt.
That's his own opinion. That's his own. If he wants to be a bozo, that's his issue. But he has too much supporters because right now, if Kanye come to Toronto, he can have 30,000, 40,000 people waiting for him
that's a fact.
At the Sky Dome or whatever they call it.
Do you feel there is a over fascination by black people when it comes to European brands, like opposed to like supporting black brands? You know,
another good question.
Because we know what the Europeans feel.
My company is not a black brand. I have an Indian partner. You know, I got Caucasian associates.
Yeah.
You know, it's not a black. I don't like, you know, if I was in the South, I would say, black all the way. But I'm not in that. I'm in the world, so I can't. We're not black.
Okay, so let me phrase it differently. Do you think that black people are overly fascinated with European brands? And we know what the Europeans think about people of color. Do you think that's something that's to our own detriment? You know, supporting these brands that don't respect us, like the Versace's, the Balenciagas, the Louis.
I don't think it's a certain age that's into that bullshit. There's a certain mentality. I'm 49 years old. You think I care about Versace, Gucci, Louis? Never did, never will.
Yeah.
My lady likes it. My lady won't even like that stuff. So there's a certain. You got to be in a certain.
Yeah.
You know, as a business owner, I'm a business owner. I don't like that stuff.
Yeah.
So I don't talk about things that I really don't like.
Got it.
You know, I like to create our own socks, our own underwear, our own jackets, our own beanies, and it's always been like that, and on a high level because it's quality. So Gucci, Louis, whatever brand. I mean, I go to Paris. I see it. Do I buy it? Nah, it's boring.
We're gonna have to wrap this up very soon. However, top 5 rappers, dead or alive?
Nah, I don't do that.
No,
I don't do that. I like Curtis Mayfield.
Yeah, he's into that soul.
Yeah, I like Coco T. I like Admiral Bailey. I like Ninja Man.
Woo! Jeez.
Okay.
Rappers. That's the corniest. That from you, but that's the corniest question you can ask a man in 2022. I think you gotta ask like.
See, I told you not to answer the
It's a hard
question.
question.
Sorry, man. Sorry.
But it's a,
I couldn't.
I'm
even
curious.
answer it.
I'm just curious. So
no,
I just
but
wanted to hear.
it's a stupid question because you know what? The thing is like, what you used to like is not what you like no more.
Yeah.
True.
You know what? It's like I like the sound of water.
Yeah.
Peace.
You know what? What
I hear
you're
that.
saying is so real because I'm 43, by the way. When you listen to Sam Cooke, Curtis Mayfield, you know, some gospel records, you know, like the way their music vibrates, it's just different.
Yeah.
It's on a whole different frequency. Like, man,
But you gotta reach there in your life.
Yes.
If you don't reach their life, you're not gonna get it.
yes.
So if you listen to Curtis Mayfield, when you could listen to him, everything he said in the 70s is now.
It's happening now. Yeah.
He
Yes.
says, I don't think they really get it.
Yeah.
They would, he said this.
And his story's so sad
I
too.
don't think they
Fuck.
really would ever
Marvin
get it.
Gaye, Otis Redding,
Yeah.
the Soul Stirrers. Like,
All
oh
right,
my
all right.
goodness.
Okay.
we
I
gotta
apologize. Well, you know, we could go for hours, but we gotta wrap it
man.
up. We gotta wrap it up.
You got a lot to edit, man. So you
Yeah, we're
got
gonna edit it.
cut
So
up,
we're
man.
gonna cut it up. This is Black Mob. This is Juice. Glory. We got the Big Apple.
Buy Kamakachi. Go buy Kamakachi.
Jeez.
Buy Kamakachi.
Yes,
If
salute.
it wasn't for Kamakachi, I wouldn't even be sitting here right now. Because she's the one that
Yes.
connected this. You know, so buy Kamakachi and buy the U-Bag.
Yes.
There we go.
Toronto doesn't know you.
No.
We out.